There you go, everybody. Now you can have a look at the two new Interregio Marklin intercity coaches which I've recently purchased. Now, these were a simple purchase because Hobbyco, which is one of the only 4 Marklin dealers in Australia, isn't actually stocking Marklin on their shelves anymore, and you have to do it by special order. So they had these on sale, and I thought, you know what, I've seen these here for about a year. I've seen them on the shelves in the sporadic times I get to go to the centre of Sydney and look at the shop. And so I thought, you know what, they need some love. Let's give them some love. And so I bought them, because they do look quite nice. Now, these are quite typical standard coaches, but they do have some nice features, and as that cab control car does, which I'll show you in a minute, that really give them that extra bit of pizzazz and add to your layout. So both these cars are quite nice. We're just going to review them together. So this is just your standard Marklin modern passenger car. I think it's kind of built off the silver coins. Was that what they call those kind of wagons? I don't know, someone can probably tell me. Platform, and they are really quite nice. I mean, they definitely look sleek, they look modern, they look professional as well, which I think is nice considering I think they're part of the old hobby range. They've got nice detailing on the bottom as well. That does give them just a little bit more texture. They've got the close couplings and as well as the rubber, well, molded rubber, what do you call these? Diaphragms between the carriages. There you go, but nice to get my words out. It's a little bit disappointing that the light sockets are filled in, because I know on the old Fleischmann ones, you could actually cut those out and put 2 little red diodes in there, which is kind of cool. But then again, I suppose, you know, they can only do so much with them, and that would just be more fiddly stuff, and that's obviously something that Fleischmann does, and Marklin's just like, yeah, you know what, we're not going to worry. In the same vein that Marklin goes, yeah, we don't need to put couplings on our ices, which would be really nice if they did. But anyway, that's kind of the boring carriage out of the way. This one is much more exciting. Now, this is unlike the first one, which was a first class, this is a second class car with a bicycle compartment, as made obvious by the big bicycle. It's got a slightly different design. It's flat on there, whereas this one's kind of rounded. I don't really know why, but I think the main talking feature is obviously the cab control car, which as the other cab control car does that I own, which is shown in one of the other reviews, it is red on the front when going backwards, red on the back when going backwards, I suppose. And when this is the front, automatically changes to yellow, which, in case you missed the other video, is done by the slider here, and this little resistive piece of metal that somehow detects which way the wheel is going. I'm not exactly sure how it does it, but it does. And that allows you to have the change of direction automatic without having a decoder or any fancy technology like that. So, this, however, does lead to have a problem, which the other one does. It's quite friction. Like, if I push it, there's a lot of friction in that coach. Whereas this one, I can let it roll off camera. Whereas this one, which gets me a little bit worried because I think that little piece of metal could possibly break in the future, but I don't know if that's a thing that happens. The last thing I'd like to point out that's different with this car and the other cab control car is that Marklin actually gives you a way to take out this bottom piece of white plastic here below the DB symbol and put in a normal coupling, which to me makes absolutely no sense. Because why on earth would you want this, a cab control car, to have a coupling on the back? Why, Marklin? Why? Why wouldn't you give your ICEs couplings? That makes so much more sense. Not only because then you could prototypically couple 2 ICE 2s together, but, you know, if the ICE is meant to be a child's, like, you know, model, then I could couple up freight cars to the back of the ICE. Now, wouldn't that look cool? Totally unprototypical, but who cares? I don't. But no, instead we get this car, of all cars, as one that has a coupling on the back, which makes no sense to me. And what's also baffling is there's no explanation of how to take it off. It just says you can take it off. So that's a little bit frustrating. However, what they also do give you, which is nice on this car that you don't get on the other one, is if you want to install lights on it, it gives you extra little wires and little plugs so that you can easily connect the slider, which is already installed here, to the lighting system and also to the lights here. So they did think about it in that sense, which is nice. But I feel like the introduction of that coupling was, again, something that Fleischmann does, which now Marklin decided, oh, we're going to do that too, for no apparent reason. So anyway, these two cars are quite nice. I really like them. As you can see, they've got that really nice close coupling, and they look very sleek and modern. I think the only problem with cab control cars is that you can't have 2 cab control cars. You can get away with 2 passenger coaches, as I often do with the 2 express coaches you can see over there. But to have a cab control car, I feel that in my head, symmetry, you need to have a third car. So you have 2 normal cars and a cab control car, which is what I've done with the red ones. I actually think 4 is the magic number, but 4 is much too big. Same with the ICE. You have engine, which is the ICE wagon, then you have 2 cars, then cab control car. I think the 3-car version of the ICE looks gross, but the 4-car version I can live with, and I think 5 and 6 are really like optimum, but kind of going on a tangent. So overall, I definitely recommend these to Marklin collectors. They're a bit pricey, $110 for the full price of this, and about $80 for this one. But I got that one for $80 and I got that one for $50, so I can't complain. But anyway, comment, subscribe, rate, tell me all the stuff that you do on YouTube, which is becoming a thing that I keep saying, but that's okay. That's what we've got time for, and thanks for watching from TrainzXtreme. Stories of Earth, coming in 2014.